Hello, all. So, now the third question, which is legal research report. How to write a legal research report. The introduction, the purpose of legal research report. The primary goal is to investigate, analyze, and present legal issues, frameworks, and case laws concerning a specific area of law. Example, a report analyzing the legality of online privacy regulations. Defining the legal research, it involves systematic and thorough investigation of legal precedences, statutes, regulations, and legal theories to answer specific legal questions. Example, researching the rights of employees under the Fair Labor Standards Act. Importance of legal research, it ensures that legal arguments are grounded in authority and precedents, ensuring that arguments are persuasive. Example, using case laws to substantiate an argument for breach of contract. Scope of research, clearly define the scope by stating the legal question and outlining the areas of law being explored, investigating the constitutional aspects of freedom of speech. Methodology, explain the approach taken, including the legal databases and statutes and case laws used for the research. Example, using Westlaw and LexisNexis to gather case law for a research project. Relevance, discuss the relevance of the issue being researched to contemporary legal debates or practical applications. Researching the implications of cryptocurrency regulations in modern financial market. Target audience, state the intended audience for the report. Example, law firms, clients, academic scholars. Example, a research report for a law firm on the impact of a new ruling on tax laws. Thesis statement, present the central government argument or legal question being examined. Example, whether the First Amendment protects online speech in the context of hate speech laws. Legal framework, mention the jurisdiction and the specific legal provisions such as statutes or case laws that the research will focus on. Example, focus on US federal law on intellectual property rights. Outline of the report, provide a brief preview of how the report will be structured. Example, this report will first analyze the case law, then review statutory law, and finally propose legal solutions. Legal issue identification, define the central legal question and break in it down into sub issues. What are the legal rights of tenants under current housing law? Case laws and precedents, discuss significant case laws that support or challenges the legal issues. Roe versus Wade, abortion rights and privacy law. Issue was legal right to abortion under privacy. Roe, the pregnant Texas woman. Wade, the Dallas County District Attorney. Constitutional argument, right to privacy implied by due process. Court's ruling, recognize abortion as constitutional right limited. Legal basis, 14th Amendment, right to privacy interpretation. Trimester framework, abortion restricts allowed based on pregnancy stage. Impact, expanded reproductive rights, sparked national debates. Subsequent cases overturned in 2022 by Dobbs versus Jackson. Women's health issue was constitutionality of state abortion restrictions. Plaintiff was Jackson Women's Health Organization, Mississippi Clinic. Defendant, State of Mississippi. Facts were that Mississippi law banned most abortions after 15 weeks. Legal question, does the Constitution protects abortion rights? Court's ruling overturned Roe versus Wade, no constitutional right. Reasoning, Constitution silent on abortion leaves to state. Impact reverse row returning abortion regulation to states. Aftermath sparked nationwide debate on abortion's access. Statutory laws examine relevant statutes and their impacts on the legal issue. Example, the Consumer Protection Act 1986 in India, which safeguards consumer rights. Constitutional provisions refer to constitutional clause that are pertinent to the issue at hand. Example, the First Amendment of the US Constitution, which protects freedom of speech. Legal doctrines include important legal principles or doctrines such as stare decisis, the doctrine of precedence, and mens rea, guilty mind. Example, Donog versus Stevenson, which established the modern laws of negligence and tort. Duty of care in tort law, made orange consumer fell. David Stevenson, manufacturer of ginger beer. Snail found in ginger beer bottle. Does manufacturer over duty of care. Manufacturer liable for consumers harm, negligence. Established duty introduced. Neighbor principle for duty of care. Impact foundation for modern negligence law principles. Legacy influence tort law worldwide, shaping future cases. Statutory interface interpretation, it analyzed how courts have interpreted certain statutes and how this interpretation affects the legal landscape. Example, the interpretation of Section 498A of the Indian Penal Code in domestic violence cases. International law, if applicable. International law, if applicable, it include references or to treaties or international conventions. Example, the Geneva Conventions on the treatment of prisoners of war. Comparison with other jurisdictions. Compare how other jurisdictions have approached similar legal issues. Example, how GDPR in the EU contrasts with US privacy laws. Legal arguments and analysis provides arguments for both sides of the legal issues. Example, arguments for and against data localization laws in terms of privacy and cybersecurity. Critical analysis critically evaluate the effectiveness of the existing law, judicial interpretations, and legislative measures. Example, criticizing the outdated nature of intellectual property laws in the digital age. So the conclusion is summary of findings. Summarize the main findings of the research, including important cases and statutes. Example, the study concluded that online speech is protected under the First Amendment but can be restricted under certain conditions. Key legal principles, reiterate the key legal principles discussed in the report. Example, the application of tort law principles in cases involving negligent behavior. Implications of findings, discuss the broader implications of the research, both in terms of law and society. The need for updated data protection laws to address emerging technology. Recommendations, offer suggestions or solutions based on findings. Example, recommending legislative reforms for tenant protection laws. Areas of for further research, identifying areas where further research could be beneficial. Further research into the legal challenges posed by AI and robotics in the workforce. Policy implications, discuss how the findings could influence legal or policy changes. Example, recommending new policies to regulate artificial intelligence technology. Legal uncertainties, acknowledge any legal uncertainties or gaps in the research. Example, the uncertainty surrounding the regulations of cryptocurrency across different jurisdictions. Practical applications, reflect on the real world applications of the research, how the findings could aid legal practitioners in dealing with consumer rights cases. Potential legal reforms, suggest potential legal reforms that could address issues identified in the research. Example, proposing reforms in immigration laws to better handle refugee claims. Final thoughts, Provide concluding thoughts on the significance of the research and its contribution to the field. Example, this research underscores the urgent need for comprehensive legal reform and digital privacy to keep pace with technological advancements. The structure will help you organize your legal research report comprehensively, ensuring it is a well researched, clear, and persuasive.